So I do a lot of shooting here, and there are some days that I may shoot one, two, and sometimes even three videos. Maybe not full videos, but especially if I'm getting ready for holidays or something like that, I may try to find products that I can unbox or take a look at that are a little quicker so I can get a bunch of videos ready for queue before I leave. And sometimes I need to do the unboxing part of a video one day, and then I'll be using that product for a couple extra days, and I have to come back, etc., etc. Anyways, sometimes this camera and this camera can be running concurrently, like one after the other for video, for like an hour or two. And what happens with both of them is that they overheat, and at that point in time, I'm kind of stuck where I have to let them cool off. So these guys here, Ulanzi. Now, this is not sponsored. This is not anything. I saw these become available probably close to a month ago where you could pre-order them. So I ordered two, and they come, it looks like you can get them in two colors, which I ordered one of each, is what I think I ordered. So there's a black one and there's a silver one. And because I have a black Canon R6 and I have a white, this one up here, Sony ZV-E10, I figured silver for the Sony, black for the Canon would be good. So today what we're going to do is take a look at what they talk about, take a look at what comes in the box with them, and then I've got a whole bunch of batteries ready. I'm going to actually let the two cameras cool down. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start them with a timer and run them till they overheat, so we can figure out how long they took to overheat. And then I'm going to put the fans on them and see if it helps. All right, so right now, four stars, 5 reviews, $110. So you're looking at about Canadian, about $50-ish per. Basically, as far as I know, they just kind of stick onto the back or something, but it shows you all the cameras that they work with, and I'm guessing it all really just depends, right? ZV-E10 depends on if they have a flip out screen or not. Ulanzi Camera Cooling Fan, right? So it just kind of fits in this spot. So I'm very, very curious. Mode 0, switch down to shut off the fan. Mode 1, shooting mode, silent cooling, which would be really important if you're using like the internal mic or a shotgun mic. Now for me, because I'm using an external mic, a mic off to the side, I can probably run these at rapid mode, so high speed cooling. For the tests, well, I'll try, maybe I'll try both, but I'll let you know afterwards. Suction cup mounted, that's awesome. And worry-free battery life with on-the-go charging. So I guess you can built-in 200 milliamp battery Type-C interface and the option to connect an external power bank while charging while using. So that can be cool, especially with my ZV-1, because a lot of times I actually have it connected to like a power bank, but the power bank allows two outs, so I could easily have this and the camera plugged in. It looks good. It looks like it should do, and I was like, you know what, worth it if it saves me some time. Anyways, we'll just open one of them. Yeah. So this is it here. Camera cooling fan. Right. Temperature detection. Friendly use. Lightweight. Yep. All that stuff you want. Right. And again, I bought these, not given to me. So we'll see. And again, oh, let's see, that's silver. Yay. So nice long USB-A to USB-C cable. Very nice. You get, this is the fan. So I'd say it's metal. It's not like thick metal, but I'd say it's metal. There's going to be your USB-C, which is good because this is going to suction cup on. See, it's fine on this one up top because it's the camera's pointing down. So I am curious on like my R6 how that'll work. And the other thing too is with the R6, it's kind of like a reach around because it's back there. So I'd have to figure out where this was and just kind of play with it, I guess. But you guys see it. There's the suction cups on the back. there's the display right there. So I'm guessing it seems like this would tell you the current temperature of the camera. Yes, and then this is your button. And right now I'm guessing no charge at all. Oh, no, there it comes, right? 20, what does it say? 25 degrees Celsius, which 26 degrees Celsius. So I think I don't even know what it's supposed to be in here. I think it's supposed to be like 24, but we turned off some of the heating here, so it may just be getting whatever. And then I guess, would you just, oh yeah. So you guys see the little fan going, yeah? So there's a little bit. Definitely more. You guys hear that? That's at high, but that's got a decent amount of wind. And then off, of course, and then low. Yeah, you can't really hear the low. And the low is decent. Okay, all right. And I don't think there's like manuals. Oh, there is a manual. And whatever that is. What the heck is that? It just seems like, what is that? Maybe this is, I bet you this is a cleaning sticker. I bet you put it down where you're gonna put it, maybe, and then this sticks on it, like so, you know, so that it has something to actually stick against that's smooth, maybe. So this is, you put this down on your camera, right on the back. Yeah, see that sticks to that quite well, actually. Like when you push that on, right? That's on there. So that's my guess. Okay, well, there is a manual. Will I read it? Probably not. It's a USB and a sticky and a thing. All right, I'm gonna go up and play with this for a bit, and then I'll come back and give you the results. All right, guys, so we are back upstairs, and both of my cameras, so this is my R6, which is usually the camera that I shoot with downstairs, and the ZV-E10 are toasty, definitely toasty. And both of them actually went through shutdown at very, very similar times. I would say just a couple minutes of each other. So what I have to do right now is I'm going to import the footage that was shot so that we can see the totals that it took from start to finish for both of these cameras to overheat without the fan. So, one sec. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, this was the ZV-E10, and at the start, we recorded the actual video that you saw at the beginning, which was 7.5 minutes, followed by 38 minutes. So that brings us up to, let's say, we'll just say 45.5 minutes. 45.5 minutes for the ZV-E10 to overheat. Now, both downstairs and upstairs. Now, I did put them in a blanket. You probably saw me. I had them in a blanket so that I could help encourage the overheating. But if we're outside in a sunny day shooting, you were definitely going to hit more than 23 degrees. We could probably hit up to 30 degrees. And with direct sunlight, this is probably going to speed up even faster. So we were sitting at 23-ish degrees upstairs and downstairs, wrapped in a blanket. The Sony ZV-E10 gave us about 38, 45-ish minutes, 45.5. So let's see what the R6 did. All right, so here's the R6. Now the R6 definitely lasted a little bit longer. So we have a 30-minute clip, of course, where the R6 kind of maxes. And then we got up to 47 minutes plus another 7 minutes. So that gave us, that's what, 54 minutes? So we got about 10 more minutes than we got with the ZV-E10. Now for me though, if one camera goes down, basically they both go down because they have to stop. So I can't match, so they have to be recording in unison. So really my limit is about 45 minutes. So we're going to just import these files and then let the cameras cool down. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap them up again and we're going to put these on. So what happens is, and I read the instructions, because it's kind of important, I guess. So inside here, this is where you and I are going to put our sticker. Our sticker goes in here so that it can stick better. And then basically the fan is going to go right there. So I'm going to do that on both of these cameras, and we'll see if we get more time. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on high because I want to see the most efficient it can be. And then just realize that if it's lower than that, if it's on the like the #1 setting, you're probably going to split the difference. I'm gonna put this on and fire the cameras back up. All right, while the cameras are still cooling, just so you can see, I have the one on there right now. That's the black one. I don't really know if there's a better way to put it on, but really all you're gonna do is just stick that there, give it a push, and you'll see it stays. It's on. And on the ZV-E10, you can see now it's got the black one on there as well. So I have the silver. So again, we'll just put that right there, give it a little push, and now we have a fan. It comes off. It doesn't come off easy, which it shouldn't, but you kind of just snug it into the corner there, give it a push so that it's flat, and you're good. And when it's off, everything closes fine. So all right, that's cool. That's cool. All right, now we're gonna go test it. Okay, so they just keep going. They just keep going. So I've actually had, I'll turn the fans off, these running in the same conditions, same circumstance, same everything, under the blanket for 2 hours. 2 hours, and the temperature just kind of hangs in around that 29 to 31 degrees Celsius. Never gets hotter than 31, never kind of gets any cooler than that. But it also stays in a temperature that the camera just doesn't overheat. So that's good. So both of these cameras, 2 hours, and I just kind of got tired because, again, the temperature wasn't increasing. Now on the Canon did come up with a heat warning, but it came up with a heat warning about an hour in. I think once it kind of hit that 30, 31 degrees, and at that point in time, after I had run the 30-minute clip, when I restarted it, it actually came up and said, you're only limited to 5 more minutes of recording, because I think it saw the temperature. But again, it recorded another half an hour and then recorded another half an hour. It just never stopped. So I think these are, well, they're definitely doing something. They're definitely helping to cool it down, at least from the rear. Now the cameras, they do still get warm. So if you go to touch them, especially on the front where the lens is, you can definitely feel that heat coming through. Now, with some of the clips that you saw, possibly while I've been talking, you will notice kind of this. Maybe you notice this. See this? See how it's not sitting on there? The one thing I'm going to say is the suction cups, they're okay. They stick for a little bit, but they will definitely, like you stick them on and they're good. They feel like they won't come off, but just over time, it takes, it all depends, like anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes, and they just slowly detach from the camera. So what I ended up doing on them was this. As you can see, I have an elastic. So I would probably, and this is probably something that I'll do for the most part, is I will run 2 elastics just kind of crisscross on the back. I only could find the one, and just to keep it in place, just so that it doesn't pop off, because then it stays there all the time. And really, the elastic, it's not in the way. It's not really doing anything. Sure, it's cosmetically not pretty, but it keeps the fan in place. So that's good. Yeah, 29 to 31 degrees. 31 degrees Celsius is the hottest either of the cameras got. For the most part, they kind of sat in that 30, so they'd go up to 31, drop down to 30, sometimes drop down to 29. Good. I got about an hour probably on the battery of the actual fans, so give or take, I would say about an hour. They both died kind of in the same place. Now I don't know if they were fully charged, so I ended up having to plug them into a battery brick, something just like this. And I had both of them plugged into the same battery brick, and they were just running fine. So if you need more than an hour, which you may, because both of these cameras get close to an hour without the fan. If you want to have more, I would definitely be running an external battery, so you may need to get some kind of housing or something, but the actual fans themselves don't require a lot of power. So is it a good investment? Yeah, and especially for me, since these cameras are stationary, you know, I can have power plugged into them all the time. Not a concern at all. I just kind of turn them on and let them go. I think they'll be a great addition. And if I am outdoor shooting, I know that I'm going to get more time in the long run for either of these. At $108 for the two, so 50-ish, 60-ish dollars per one, it's a little expensive, I think, but if you need it, you need it. All right, guys, that's the Ulanzi cooling fan, I guess it is, cooling fan. And yeah, it seems to work. All right, guys, that's it. I'll put links down to Ulanzi where you can kind of go look at this. And that's all. See you guys tomorrow.